He said, please go right. Okay.
Alright. Hello everyone, it's me, Butterfly Spirit, aka Michelle, and this is
A1, your hero.
And we've been trying to make this video several times. And well, it hasn't really been going the way we wanted to go, but we're hoping this time around we'll be able to make it through the full video, because when we're making the last video, or trying to make the video, then his computer restarted. And so, just trying to bear with what's going on. And then there was another time that was with the size of the video wasn't right and stuff. And it's just a whole bunch of crap. But anyway, so, we are here to answer the question of when we're getting married. Because there are a lot of people that are on my mom's side, I guess now, and then my dad's side, who are asking questions. Now, people on my dad's side started asking about when I was getting married after they found out I was getting engaged and stuff like that, after they found out I was engaged to Anwan. And recently I found out that people on my mom's side wanted to know when we were getting married and stuff like that. And so, now this kind of came as a shock to me because I was at my aunt's funeral. My aunt, or my mom's sister, passed. Very beloved woman that I, cared about very deeply, loved very deeply, and everything like that. And can't really imagine life without and stuff. And I kind of thought that was kind of an odd time for people to ask me about marriage after, after my aunt's funeral. Like, that's kind of, I don't know if it's appropriate to ask during that time, but I guess people were asking that question on my mom's side maybe because they wanted to look forward to a happier event rather than, being reminded, of, my aunt's passing and being sad about it. So maybe they wanted to have something to look forward to. So that's what I assume it was about, or whatever, or whatnot. So to start with, Anwan and I, we've been together for 7 years. And to a lot of people who are watching this video on Facebook or YouTube, that's a long time. A lot of people would figure that, we would be married at this point. Well, we're not. In fact, we live together. And we've been living together. This is, I believe, going on our 4th year living together. And yes, we live together and we're not married. And we're completely okay with that. I feel like it makes a lot more sense to live with someone first before you decide to go make the commitment of marriage and stuff. And we'll get down deep into that, for those of you who don't understand why. Some of you watching, a lot of you gonna be my family members, and some of you guys gonna be Facebook friends, and maybe friends of other Facebook friends. I don't know who's gonna be watching, but I think it's really important to answer this question in as much detail and depth as possible for people, so people can understand like where we are. And well, if you don't understand after that, well, there's not much I can say after that. So yes, we live together. Are we married? No. Are we sexually active? Yes. Those are, the things that people might be asking about or whatever. So, to start with, I met Anwan from offline. Basically what happened was I sent a message to Anwan on a online site that was called Jazz that used to be around some years ago. It was a dating site where people could find another person to talk to and develop a relationship with the person or whatever. There's a lot of dating sites out here. Other ones I've tried was eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, stuff. but those didn't seem to work out. So I thought Jazz would be great after I saw this commercial on TV, and I thought, oh, I'll try the website, you know. So I sent Aaron a message on Jazz, and I ended up sending it to him because he was the only guy in St. Louis that popped up on Jazz.com, and so I decided to, you know, get to know him better because I liked his profile, his picture, and everything. So I thought, oh, he'd be interesting, you know. And you know, he looked more professional than a lot of other guys whose other profiles that I had seen on other sites. So I thought, oh, hey, let me just give it a try, you know. So I'll turn it over to anyone to answer the question of what did he do when he got the message that I sent him on Jazz, and what was his reaction and stuff like that.
Well, I was about to go to sleep, and I got a message, and my computer made a sound. I said, ding! I said, okay. So I popped up, like, and then I took a look at the computer screen, and I was like, oh, shit, it's a black girl. I got that shit. You know, it's a black girl. She gonna want me to look like Drake. I gotta be light-skinned to be with her. I gotta have tattoos to be with her. I gotta be 6 feet tall to be with her. I gotta have a whole bunch of money to get with her. I gotta freaking, you know, like freaking, I'm gonna have to start bleaching my skin, and I'm gonna have to do all this stuff.
So why did you feel like you had to do that? Is it because of like other experiences when you were talking to other girls online?
Oh yeah, because there was a lot of them before you know you popped up, and they was always asking me on the third day, "Are you a virgin?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I am."
And what did that girl say?
No, she said, "Oh, I don't teach."
Wow.
That's what she told me.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them would try to get all freaky on camera and stuff, and ask you to do crazy shit, like, you know, oh, let me see what your thing look like and all this other stuff. Or they try to flash you, then you gotta flash them back, and then be like, bye.
Flash parts of themselves and stuff, body parts.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Sexual organs, so to speak. Yeah.
So, you know, her, I was like, because the black girls immediately, you're not light skinned, or you're not 6 feet tall, or you don't got any tattoos, or you don't have any dreads, you know, or, you know, you don't look like a gangster, or you don't even look like a rapper. All that. You know, since she was a black girl, I was like, dang. But I left it for the next day.
Yeah, he didn't answer right away.
I left it for the next day. I'm like, it's gonna be failed, you know. But we started talking, and then she was like, "Oh, you know where the mall is?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "The Galleria Mall." I'm like, "No, I gotta look it up." And then it was like, "Oh, well, you know how to take a bus?" I was like, "Nope, I never did that either." So, okay, well, you just do this and do this. And I had to ask these strangers on the bus, I'm like, how the hell do I get to the Galleria? I got there, and it was wintertime, so I had this big yellow mountain coat that my grandpa got me. And she saw me. I was looking for her, but I didn't see her yet. And I saw this lady. I was asking, hey, have you seen a young lady that's about this tall, maybe this tall, and looks like this? And she just immediately popped up, oh, baby, I'm married. You know, and I'm just like, dang, lady, I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
You know, but then I finally found her, and she was all like this. And I was like, oh, that's her right there. She got her head and her arms right there. That's her. So I went over there.
You fast forward a little bit.
How?
Because I asked you about the Jazz. I didn't ask you to go all the way through the stuff.
Oh.
To the gallery.
Well,
okay, so I'll have to fill in. So.
Well, maybe I'm missing some parts.
Okay, so I'll have to fill in. So, I did agree to meet A1 or whatever because we had after the next day when he sent the message back to me, then we decided to. I think he was going to hang out with his friend or something. So what happened was that, you know, he said, well, if you want to, you know, call me or something, then you could do that because I'm going to go hang out with my friend or whatever. So what I decided to do is, you know, I saw the number up there. I said, you know, and I had the number. I was like, should I call? You know, I got a phone. I'm like, should I call? You know. So, you know, it took me about 30 minutes, and I decided to call, you know. and talked to him, and he was hanging out with his friend and stuff, and I was just talking to him, just seeing what he was doing and stuff or whatever.
You could ask me, describe yourself.
Well, yeah, the reason why I asked N1 to describe himself is because N1 sounded like, now his profile said he was black, but his voice sounded white. So it was one of those things where I was like, is this the right person? Am I on the phone with the right person? You know, type of thing. So I wasn't sure who it was, you know. So I was like, maybe I got the wrong number or something. So we, you know, we still, I think he was hanging with his friend, and then like after a while I left, but then like the phone call or whatever, to let him hang out or whatever, and then I believe he went home, and then like I called him back later, and we started kind of talking back and forth and stuff, and we talked for like a long time, you know. That particular night we talked, and then, you know, nights after that we talked, you know, back and forth and stuff. Stuff that people, you know, do when they're trying to get to know each other and interested in each other and stuff. And so, you know, after days of talking, you know, I decided, well, you know, we've been talking a lot on the phone, we should meet. So what happened was that I asked him, hey, do you know where the Galleria is? And the thing is that N1 lived in South County, and I lived in North County at the time. So, you know, he's in the South, I'm in the North. So we're far distance from each other, you know. And so it's one of those things like, it's like being in two different countries damn near almost. So, you know, I wanted us to be able to meet to get to know each other and stuff, you know, just to kind of see, you know. Because talking on the phone is one thing, but when you actually see a person, it's like another thing, you know. And so I, you know, we set up a date and a time, which is something everyone's really big about when it comes to, you know, somebody doing things if they're serious. So we set up a date and a time. I asked him if he knew how to catch the bus and stuff. He didn't know, but he figured it out. It was during winter time. I showed up to the Galleria and stuff from the North County and stuff, and it was pretty easy for me to get there. For him, it took a lot longer, but yeah, he did show up in this big marshmallow yellow coat that I didn't know. I had no idea what I'd gotten into. I was like, what the heck, you know, type of shit. But I just kind of went, you know, I was like, maybe if I just like, maybe I'll just go along with this long enough. Maybe I'll just, you know, maybe this might turn out somehow. Because I saw that yellow coat, I put my head down because I was like, oh, no.
She didn't want me to find her. She didn't want me to find her.
No. Because I was, no. So,
I cherish that coat, and my grandpa got that for me.
Yeah, I know. So, so he came over. I couldn't believe the coat. I was like, oh man. He's like, he asked me, you know, I was Michelle. I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, he got this yellow coat on. Maybe if I don't, and maybe if I act like I don't notice it, then I'll be fine, you know, type of shit. So, so I guess it kind of went where we're sitting across the table, you know, and stuff. And, you know, we were making conversation, you know, for a long time. And then everyone asked if I wanted to get something to eat. Now, when it came to get something to eat, when we first met or whatever, basically, I know a lot of girls and a lot of women who are watching were probably going to say, well, you know, if you meet a guy on a date, then, you know, the guy's supposed to pay for, you know, the food and everything, you know, whatever, because it's supposed to be a gentleman and everything else like that. Well, my standpoint is that because this was the first time that I was meeting anyone, then what I wanted to do is, you know, I felt more comfortable with paying for my own stuff, you know, because, you know, I don't know what the turnout is going to be of this. So, you know, I kind of wanted it to be something where, you know, he pays for his food, I pay for my food, just because so nobody owes anything to anybody else, you know, and it's not something where, you know, he's expecting something from me that I'm not willing to to give, you know. So it was one of those things where I was like, you know, I'll pay for my food, and then, you know, in time, if I get to know him and stuff like that, then yeah, I'll let him, you know, pay for my food and stuff like that. And, you know, now I let anyone pay for my stuff because I know him and everything. But at the time, I was like, no, you know, I would just want to, you know, keep it on even keel, kind of like what, you know, friends would do, you know, where, you know, you got a friend, you pay for your stuff, your friend pays for, you know, your own, you know, you pay for your stuff, your friend pays for their stuff, you know, type of thing, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And I felt more comfortable with that, you know, because I just wanted to keep it kind of, you know, keep it kind of cool, you know, not have it, you know, go into anything too fast, you know. And so, you know, I just felt more comfortable that way, you know. Um, Counter to what a lot of other girls would think or whatever. A lot of girls think, oh, well, a guy, he should pay for, you know, a date with me because he's being a gentleman, he's supposed to do this or that. Well, I think that it's nice for a guy to do something, but when they're first getting to know you, you really, you know, a guy doesn't owe it to you to pay for anything. You know, you're not in a relationship. You're just meeting, in my opinion. So, you know, I paid for, you know, my stuff. He offered to pay for the stuff, but I just felt more comfortable with, you know, buying my own stuff or whatever because, you know, I had the money to pay for it. So I thought, okay, fine. What was your reaction to me paying for my own stuff rather than having you pay for it?
Well, since I didn't have a lot of men around, I always was listening to what the women in my family was always saying. So I had a women's brain and not a man's brain. It had women thoughts and not men thoughts coming into meetings and the relationship. So, you know, I always heard what women say, you know, and they're all around me. So I figured that's what life is about. This is how I have to act. This is what I gotta do. So with my women brain, you know, I said I gotta pay for everything. Even if it's not a date, even if it's it's just a meeting. So that's what I thought. When she said, "Oh, I'm gonna pay for it," now I was like, "Are I supposed to pay for it?" You know, and she was like, "No." And I was like, so I thought, damn, the date failed. Well, not the date, but I was like, damn, the meeting failed. Like, she's pissed.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, because when we started talking afterwards, her face was like this, y'all. It was like the whole time, like just no smiles, no, not even a frown, just straight.
Well,
I'm like,
I
dang,
mean,
like she's bored as hell.
well, so back up a little minute. So when you met girls before, because there's other girls who you met before.
Yeah,
I
met other ones before.
So
her.
what did those kind of go like with the girls when you
this
go out
girl,
to eat?
Well, this girl was like, "What's me the Steak and Shake?" I said, "Okay, we've got the Steak and Shake." She hops out of this van. She got like 3 friends coming out, and a younger brother coming out, and a younger sister coming out, and they all sat at this big ass, long ass table, and her brother starts smoking, I guess, drugs right there in Steak and Shake. And she was like, "I thought you was done doing drugs." And I was sitting like, what the hell's going on?
What kind of girl was it? Black girl?
No,
white
white.
Girl?
It was white. She was kind of chunky. But, yeah. And then that's what it was like. And then, I mean, that was that one. And then another one.
Did you pay for her stuff?
I don't remember. I don't think I did. I think that they each all paid for their own.
Okay.
I think I paid for hers.
Okay.
But I didn't pay for everybody's. I think everybody had their
Anything
own stuff.
else?
Because they asked me, actually.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not on a date with all you guys. I'm only on a date with, well, not on a date, but I'm only meeting this girl.
Okay, so what else? What other experience with the...
Other experiences, like I said, they would just try to meet you on cam, do some freaky stuff on cam.
What about that? What about the... You had another girl that you met at Fridays. I mean, you don't have to go all into what happened afterwards, but with her...
Yeah, I met... what was it? Friday? It was Applebee's. So I was like in Fenton or something. I went to meet this girl in Fenton, and she was like Latino or something. And she was like, let's go to Applebee's. So I got that like 2 for $20, and I paid for her stuff. Now she said it was a date, and I paid for everything. See, I'm still learning. I was still learning. I didn't know what meeting was versus what a date was. I realized that if you pay for everything, this was even after her. I still didn't know. But if a guy pays for everything, she's putting out. And if she calls it an actual date and not a meeting to get to know you, she's putting out. So she gave me like this bubble gum that makes you horny and stuff like that. It makes you stiff. And then ended up
you guys ended up
not having a very good experience for me, but she was trying to take my virginity. But
okay, so a sexual experience basically.
But it didn't work out, and I was like, I want to go home because she was hurting me.
Okay, so that didn't go well. And I think Amon also had experiences where when he went to school, it was in like
Melville.
Well, no, when you were in Sedalia when you went to high school, and then like when you was down there going to high school with the girls, and how you were trying to talk to them and go, find a relationship with them, or
they all either they had boyfriends or they were lesbians or some shit like that. And I just asked them all out on one day because I hate having to muster up that courage to freaking go ask one I think that might like me, or one that I think is cute, or one that I think has a personality that I like. So I just all in one day. So fuck it, I'm asking them all. So I did, and then after
you didn't have to say that.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
So I was like, I'm asking them all. So that's what I did, and then after that, I was just focused on school. I was focused on wrestling, and that was it. I got all that out. That was good.
Yeah. So he didn't find anybody, to date.
It was like 11 of them.
Oh. So.
I mean, it's a whole school. You're gonna like a lot of people. You're trying.
Yeah. So, Amon's experience was that, and he had experiences where he would, it used to be like before he just asked the girls out. He had experiences where girls would ask him to pay for stuff, and but they didn't want to have a relationship or anything. They just wanted to buy stuff, on multiple occasions. He did it several times, but then when he asked them about, having, a relationship, then they said no. And it was kind of one of those things where, he basically realized that, there's a lot of girls expect guys to pay for stuff without there being anything, any relationship or anything. They're just taking advantage of him being nice as opposed to really wanting to have a relationship or something. Mm-hmm. So that kind of fills in that part of it. For me, I mean, there was guys that I was interested in. There was a guy when I went to school, in high school, and he was, so when I first started going to high school that I went to, Parkway North, and there was a guy that, when I first started going there as a freshman, then, I noticed he, didn't like me and everything or whatever. And his, first name was Ray. And he seemed okay. He seemed to know a lot of people and stuff. And I was like, oh, he seems like a nice guy, So, I kind of spent a year not, kind of looking from afar type of stuff, no one had a crush on him and stuff, but, not really going up and facing him, and stuff. And so, one day I just kind of, instead of watching him from afar and, seemed to be in the same place as he was and stuff, we was in the same gym class, in my freshman year and stuff. So, instead of doing that, I just kind of cut to the chase. And one day I walked up to him and I said, hey, so, hey, you want to hang out, because I wanted to get to know him, because I thought he was okay, and, what happened was that, he said, yeah, sure, and then we went our separate ways because we went back to class or whatever and stuff. And so, I think it was, I noticed that he was kind of avoiding me. So when it came time for lunch, what I did was like one day at lunch, I went up to him when he was next to his friend or whatever. And he's kind of like mixed or something. And like, so, he was like not light skinned, but lighter than light skinned or whatever. Um, and so, I did was I went to him and was like, um, and I asked him, I'm like, hey, you know, and I went up to him and he seemed like really nervous for me to be over there. And I was like, what the hell, you know? Um, and so his friend was there. And then, like, for some reason, I guess he said he had to go to the bathroom. So he, like, ran off. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with him? Like, what? And his friend gave me the number. And I had this girlfriend, this white chick that was my friend. And she got his number, and then she called the number. It was a fake number, and I was like, "What the hell?" You know, like, "What the hell is this?" You know. And so I noticed that like he really wasn't serious about getting to know me. I don't know what that is. You know, I guess because I was confident in high school, so you know, I'm just that type to kind of get it out the way at this point. You know, and I just kind of just cut that loose after a while and stuff. I didn't notice that he was interested. Like his friends like this white girl. You know, he kind of liked it, whatever. He was mixed though, so he was, you know, half white, half black, and stuff like that. So, I guess I don't know what the thing was. Maybe he was going. I don't know if he was going with her. Girl named Sarah. I don't know if he was going with her or whatever. I don't know. Um, But, and then there was this girl, Simona, white girl from, some girl from Europe or Russia or something that he was kind of talking to or whatever. So I was like, I'm just gonna fucking give up on this shit and just kind of, kind of do something else, So I kind of gave up on him and stuff. So I started, seeing if there was other guys in high school that I could talk to. Mm, there's this one guy that I thought would be nice, but seemed really nice, like black dude and stuff. It was on the football team. Seemed like a nice guy, like he was spoke nice of him and everything and stuff. So I thought I would say, hey, you want to hang out to this black dude? But, you know, it's like my complexion or whatever. But what happened was when I went to go and try to go up and talk to him, then there was this like girl. I don't know what kind of girl she was, but she wasn't white, she wasn't black, she was, I guess, maybe Middle Eastern or something, type of mix of something, I don't know, but sitting on his lap or something, and then when the black dude left that I was going to talk to and stuff, then this chick was sitting on this white dude's lap. I guess she was like, I don't know, they was probably all having her, I don't know. So I just kind of gave up on talking to the black dude. I was like, if he's interested in those kind of chicks, no, So there was this guy that I was interested in talking to. I go to a store at Snooks and around where my house was, and there was this guy at Snooks named Justin. I tried talking to him, and he seemed nice. He'd always try to make conversation and everything with me and stuff, And well, he really seemed like he liked me, and he's always taken with talking to me and stuff. He worked in the frozen food aisle and everything. And so one day I went to, I was getting some food, and I'd always stop on the frozen food section and stuff, And what I saw was I walked over and I was gonna go talk to him, I guess to approach him and see if he wanted to like hang out or whatever. And I knew he was older than me, but I was like, well, I think he was like, because I look young for my age, so some guys might think I'm younger than what I am, but I think he was like 18, 19, I guess, or whatever, and stuff, or yeah, maybe. And so, he was, he wasn't like 30 or nothing or like that. He was like, I think like 19, maybe 19 at the most or whatever. Could have been 20, but I don't know. He seemed younger, so I'll go 18 or 19. So, I walked over to the frozen food aisle, and what happened was is I saw I walked around. It was like walking around the frozen food aisle, and then what happened was is that where you going?
We'll get some orange juice.
Oh, so so I guess his mouth's dry. So walked around the frozen food aisle, and then what happened was that I saw him talking to some chick. And it's like this light-skinned black chick I saw him talking to. And I guess she just got a job at the Snooks. And I was like, huh? You know, and stuff. And he was like talking her up and everything. And I was like, okay, I'll just get my stuff and I'll just like leave it, whatever. Then the next day I come in, then like to get some stuff, like a few days later, here he is talking, like here he is, he wasn't talking to her, but here he was putting the stuff up and then trying to talk to me like normal, like he wasn't talking to this chick the other day. You know what I'm saying? Chatting her up and all this shit, you know. And I seen him a few other times talking to the chick too. And, you know, I was like, what the hell? You know, what the hell's going on here? And luckily it was thanks to my brother, because my brother went to talk to the guy, because my brother was like to the guy, hey, you know, my sister really likes you and stuff. And I overheard my brother talking to the dude Justin, and he was like, oh, well, I don't really like her like that and stuff like that. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, what? You be talking me up and all this stuff or whatever, and flirt with me and everything, and it's nothing? Okay. So, when I go to the store, I just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just not even gonna, fool with him. I see him sometimes, but you know what? I just kept moving, you know, because I knew what his real intention was, and I was like, nope. So, I mean, I moved away like sometime after that, so it wasn't like a big ass deal and stuff, because I started going to college and stuff and got busy with school, so, I was okay. I haven't seen him, so it ain't make a big ass deal to me. If I ran into him, probably got kids now anyway, so it ain't a big ass deal to me anyway. So, so it made me laugh. Anyway, so, take my train of thought. So, you know, there's been guys I've been interested in. There was another guy that was at Snooks that I attempted to talk to, but it just didn't go nowhere. Or whatever. There's this guy at my high school, another guy in my high school I tried talking to my senior year. Didn't go nowhere because he was freaking weird, because like it was weird as hell, because like I don't know what the hell it was, but like he seemed cool because we've been in the same class for a long time, like for years, like 4 years or whatever, and like to our senior year. And like, you know, in our senior year I decided to, hey, we should hang out. So I asked him, hey, you wanna hang out? He's like, yeah, sure. And he had a car and everything. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then like the next week when I was talking to him when I was in high school, then like it's weird because like it's like he was avoiding me or something or whatever. And then like he started going with this chick or something, this new chick. And the weird shit was just that she started like dressing like me and had her hair like me, and it was just weird. So yeah, I was like, no. But I was glad I went to college though. Definitely glad I went to college. So I met Anwan when I was in college. I think I was in my sophomore year of college when I met Anwan. Whatever. So you got a little bit of our dating histories a little bit, so you kind of can grasp it. So moving on, we have been together, as I said, for 7 years. We moved in together in 2013. I was in college. He wasn't in college anymore. Because he was trying to complete, what were you trying to complete at Merrimack?
I'm back. I was trying to complete graphics communication.
What's graphics communication?
It was for art. I wanted to work on CGI, like and Incredible Hulk, Transformers, Pacific Rim, stuff like that is what I was trying to do.
Anime stuff.
But animation.
Animation, okay.
More like 3D animation. You know, y'all seen the stuff. It looks kind of real. They make it look all real, but it's CGI.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to do. But eventually I went broke because of classes getting dropped. But they kept pumping money into classes that got dropped. And then I thought it was available for me to spend. And I thought they took that money out. Ended up having to owe and haven't been able to like pay them back. They didn't want a payment plan. They want the whole money.
Mm-hmm.
So it only gets taken out in increments through state taxes. So that's why I just let it happen like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, he was in college. I was in college, but college for him didn't go anywhere. Me, well, I went all the way through to college till I graduated college and stuff. I didn't have anything like that happen for me or anything, luckily. So it's cool, you know. But even though he didn't like graduate from college, you know, to me that's not the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Because anyone's skilled, you know, with computers and stuff. You know, like me, I don't have the patience for a computer, but he do. So, I mean. So if my computer breaks, then, you know, he can fix it. So I got my own computer repairman right here at home. So that's always convenient because it can cost a lot if you don't have one. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky. So, yeah. And so, we moved in together in 2013, after an accident. So, basically there was an accident that I was involved in, and it wasn't my fault or anything. It happened during an ice storm. Someone hit me in the back, and we both were shaken up from it. Luckily we didn't break anything or whatever. That ice storm was bad during that year.
I just ended up with a chest contusion where I couldn't like spread my arms and like I couldn't lift.
Yeah, and like for me, I didn't really end up with anything. I think it was more shock and confusion. You know,
they thought I was a girl for some reason. They thought I was a girl. Like the fire department, the paramedic people, you know, they kept calling me ma'am, 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 because, you know, a lot of chicks nowadays, they look like dudes with the hair all the way cut off, and they don't wear wigs or extensions or nothing. And if you got the same hair as a guy, you know, they just assume, to be safe on the safe side, they just assume, you know, call you female. Because not all girls got boobs either, so that's to be on the safe side, is call you ma'am.
So, so basically, we moved to this apartment, and stuff, and basically it was because of the stress that we were getting from, from our families, so to speak. For me, it was from my family because I was trying to go to college, but I was also trying to deal with home life at the same time. And, you know, it didn't really work well because when I tried to do my homework at home, then I wasn't able to. I'd constantly not have any time really to do my homework because I was always being asked about this and that and at home, and I just could not get any peace at home. So I decided to just move. I mean, I was at the age where I was basically, was older than 18. So it was good for me to move, and, you know, make the move or whatever and stuff. And, so I did. We basically, we didn't find it, but I found the apartment and stuff. Because I thought, maybe it's time that I live on my own and stuff like that. And N1 also, he was dealing with his family where, you know, he wasn't really getting, I don't know, what was the reason you moved from your family?
Because it was either choose my family or the job that I always wanted. You know, she just happened to find it. And, and I wanted to really have my experience at that job. Plus, that car wreck really messed things up because there was money that we was going to be used on the house. So we was at a hotel making a decision, and I was like,
Yeah.
Michelle, you're not gonna want to sit there and eat Roman noodles and hot dogs.
Yeah, and
I was like, you're not gonna want to do that. And I'm like, you know that you got certain things that you like, and you know that you like certain things you don't want to go without, and that's Sprite and pickles. And she was like, oh, it won't be like that. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
What did we do? We ended up getting here and having to eat Roman noodles and hot dogs without
that
a microwave.
That was for a little bit of time, but
We couldn't even do that if it wasn't for Aunt Mary giving us the starting pots. We wouldn't even been able to do that because we didn't even have that stuff.
So we started off basically in here where there was nothing. We didn't have any furniture or anything. Basically,
We had a sleeping bag.
Yeah, we started off on the floor, but gradually we've gotten stuff.
Yeah.
And and that's good. We kind of started there. So a lot of people that are watching this video are probably going to say, well, if you are going to say, well, how can you move together if you guys are not married? Aren't you concerned about, what people will think or whatever, or what your church will think or something like that? Aren't you a Christian, or whatever?
Well, I used to be, I used to be concerned about that. But in college, there was a female teacher and a male teacher, or I guess you call them professors in college. You call them professors. There was a male professor and a female professor.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was female. And she told me, and I'll make sure you live with a person before you marry him. And I'm sitting like, it's like, because it didn't work out because her last name, she changed her last name back. And I was like, well, I thought you got married and everything. She's like, yeah, but make sure you live with a person before you marry them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, because church told me if I do every single thing right by God, that everything in my life is going to be right. Because I do things right by God, and God's going to do right by me, and everything's going to be right. So I was like, I was like, you a Christian? She said, oh yeah, I believe in God and Jesus and things. I was like, what the fuck? So then I was thinking, okay, this is kind of weird. So the next semester, I always go to school class early to ask any questions about my homework. I really wanted to do good in it. So he was telling me the same thing.
You had a teacher.
I had a male professor tell me the same thing she told me last semester. And he said, make sure before you ever marry a woman, make sure that you live with her first. Do not get married first and then live with her. I'm like, okay, something's up here. And I was like, dude, are you a Christian? And he was like, yeah, I believe in God and Jesus. And I was like, okay, so obviously my church don't lie to me about this because they lying. Because these people are settled down. Like, they are settled down, not the female settled down, not the type where you settle down and you just give her some babies so that she can pressure you into marriage and all that other bullcrap. Not that. The adult settled down where you work hard, you work hard to get in your career. You actually get a job in your career. You have a car. You have your own house. You're settled down as an adult by yourself. And these were people who was already settled down. Okay, the adult way. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna scratch that part about getting married first before living together.
Okay, so also tell them about the experience of the guy who the guy that was saving himself for marriage or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Black dude.
Yeah.
That YouTube.
I was doing the same thing because, like I told you, they said, you do everything right by God. God's going to do everything right by you, and everything's going to be right. So I believed them. So
what'd you do?
I looked it up. I wanted to see, wow, really? I wanted to see what it would be like, somebody who's done it.
To do what?
To
tell them
to save yourself, for marriage, like
okay.
to remain a virgin until after you have got married and had that first kiss. You may now kiss a bride, and then you can do it.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what that life is like. So I did some research. I looked it up. I was like, okay, this dude's a black dude like me. I'm gonna click this video. And he was like, so he's like, I got some disappointing news. The church said this. I did exactly what they said. He said he didn't even kiss. He didn't even hug. None of that stuff.
He remained a virgin
He
too.
remained a virgin until
he got married.
Until he got married. So he said, here came the big night, the honeymoon.
Wedding
I put my wedding night or whatever. And he's like, I put my pants down, and she looked at me and she said, "What's that? I've seen horses' penises bigger than that." And then he was devastated. And then after that, they ended up getting a divorce.
Well, I think it's good that he got a divorce earlier. So like from
I ended up scratching that because that was a lie.
So
Go ahead.
So from my standpoint, like us living together, I think it's fine. I'm not gonna lie, when we first moved in together, yeah, it's exciting that we were living together. Now the thing was, I wasn't a virgin when we moved in. How old were we when I lost my virginity? I forget how old because we both were virgins when we met, and we waited a year until we became like girlfriend and boyfriend and stuff. And then like we decided to like be active. I think that's how it went, right? We waited a year.
We waited a year before we became boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then we waited another whole 6 months before we even tried anything.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know 6 months. Okay,
we waited
so
a long
it's a year and
time.
6 months.
Because
so
I was like, I still was contemplating like, oh damn, like what if I'm sinning? And like, damn, like what if God strikes me down with a lightning bolt? Like, damn.
So we waited a year and 6 months. I forgot it was 6 months, so we waited longer. So, how old were you when we
Okay, I met you at 20. I met you at the age of 21.
Okay.
I became your boyfriend at the age of 22.
Okay.
So 22 and a half.
So what year was that? I forgot.